In this tutorial, I'm going to explain ANOVA in Excel. In particular, I'm going to explain the differences between ANOVA single factor, ANOVA two-factor with replication, and ANOVA two-factor without replication. This is a hypothetical data example, namely I randomly generate this data for the purpose of this tutorial. So therefore, this is not a real data. Let's look at the model for this data. So the independent variable is 60, which has two labels, 61 and 62. So here, 60 is the factor, is the single factor. So that's why it's named called ANOVA single factor. And the dependent variable is the cell. So basic idea is that in 61, there are 5 stores. In the one of the store, it shows 30 units of ice cream. And another store in 61, it shows 70 units of ice cream. And this is the model we built. How about two factors? So when we're talking about two factors, we are on the top of one factor, namely the 60, we are considering additionally another factor, for instance, brains. So in the earlier, we combine different brains of ice cream as one number. So what we did not distinguish brain A versus brain B. We just say that earlier, we just say that, okay, in one of the store, it sold 30 units of ice cream, but we did not distinguish brain A versus brain B ice cream. But here we distinguish, so 10 units are brain A and 20 units are brain B. So we are considering another factor. This is the model. We have two independent variables, 60 and brain. And 60 is the one factor, brain is another factor. And the dependent variable is again cells. On this slide, on the left-hand side is the data table we just saw earlier. Namely, is the data example for two-factor with replication. How about without replication? So the basic idea is that we just, in the 61, we only have one store, the data point from one store, so 10 versus 20. Similarly, in 62, we also have data point for another store, so 5 versus 4. So we do not have replication in E60. So here, the factor, there's a two factor, similar, the same as with replication. So one factor is 60, another factor is the brand. So actually, regardless with versus without replication, the model actually are the same. So 60 and brands are the two independent variable or are two factors. And the dependent variable is the cells. So for both with and without, actually the model is the same. Or the models are the same. I'm not sure the plural or singular. So anyway, let's shoot to Excel. And I'm going to demonstrate that how we can do all this analysis in Excel. Now we come to Excel. So this is the single factor, ANOVA single factor data example we just saw earlier. So we have the data analysis, and we're going to click the ANOVA single factor. And we're going to say, okay. Okay, so this is big interesting. We present the data in this format, basically is a long data format. And it's big, so here it grew by column. So you need to slightly change the format. Let me show you how we can do that. So let me just cancel it first. So we're going to create a 61 and 62 like this. And we're going to copy paste here and copy paste here. So maybe there are other ways to do that, but that's the way I do that. So let's just click the data analysis, and then click OK, single factor. And then we are going to choose this, select all these cells and click here. And then we'll tell the Excel that we group by different labels within the factor as column. And we also have label in the first row. So we have labels. And we just saw the result in a new worksheet. So let's just click OK. That's the result here. The result is showed here. So 61 has 5 data points, 62 have another 5 data points, and that's the average, namely the mean. And we see that the p-value is smaller than 0.05. That means that these two means are significantly different. So that means that we can reject the null hypothesis, say that the 61 and 62 in terms of ice cream sales, they are different. They are significantly different. Okay, so this is the single factor. And now let's come to the data example for two-factor with replication. So this is just basically the data table we just saw earlier on the slide. And so let's click the data analysis and select the two-factor with replication and click OK. Okay, so basically you just need to select all this and then click yes. And here, sample each row. Yes, in the 61, we have 5 different stores. In 62, also have 5 different stores. And so that's it. We do not need to change the alpha level. Keep it as the default 0.05, and we're going to show the output in a new worksheet, and click OK. So here is the output. So first is the summary of the data table. So we do not really need to pay attention too much. So you also make sure that it looks right. And let's look at the test, the ANOVA test table. So basic idea is that, so since that mailing typically will focus on interaction effect. So the interaction effect, the p-value is smaller than 0.05. So we're saying that the interaction is significant. So basically, that's it. I'm not going to go into the detail about how to interpret this ANOVA table. You have questions you can ask, but I'm not going to detail about how can we interpret this table. That's not the focus of this tutorial. And so now let's look at the ANOVA two-factor without replication. This is a table we just discussed earlier. Yes. So we're going to click the data analysis without replication and click OK. Okay, so here we're going to select all these cells and click OK, and we have label, tell that we have labels. So we just click OK, we show the output on a new worksheet and click OK. So here basically is the output table. So let's look at the ANOVA table. The p-value for the row is 0.3, for the column 0.5. So basic idea is that both p-values are greater than 0.05. That means that we fail to reject a null hypothesis. That means that the differences are not significant. So I think that's it for this tutorial. Basically, I explained 3 different types of ANOVA. I explained like the ANOVA single factor, ANOVA two-factor with replication, and ANOVA two-factor without replication. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. And thank you for watching.